The different types of the convex lens we learned it, and also concave lens, which is the converging lens, which is the diverging lens. Which is the converging lens? Convex lens. Why it is called as converging? Because with all the answer, some what is that called? Some collaboration is getting. I am not able to understand it. Yes, Manohar, tell why it is called as the converging lens. Why it is called as a converging lens? Don't know. Any one of you? Stand up and say, Lohit.
When a light beam falls on it, it compresses the beam of light, so it falls as converging.
The parallel rays of light falls on the surface of the lens. It will be passing through one point after the refraction. That is why it is called as a convergent lens. If we say like this, it is not the answer. That is only in the action you can say. It is passing through the point you have to say. Then that's why it is called as a converging lens. Why the concave lens is called as a diverging lens? The refractor rays, the parallel rays, refractor rays will be moving away from one point. It is appeared to be moving from the point. When we produce that refractor rays backward only, we can get they are passing through one point. That is appeared to be coming from one point, or it is moving away from the point. That is why it is known as the diverging lens. You know how to show it also? Convex lens, draw the convex lens and show that the parallel beam of light will be passing through one particular point, and other one is parallel beam of light after refraction, it will be appear to be coming from the going away from the particular point. That is when you produce it back, that also you have to show. When you draw the concave lens, when you produce the refractor ray, we can see that there is two rays are enough. Refractor rays, it will be passing through, it is passing through one point. When we produce the lines backward and all. That is why it is called as a converging lens. More clearly, both of you sit down. More clearly it is given about it here in the, after that action of a lens as a set of prism is there, no? After that you can see that convergent action of a convex lens and divergent action of a concave lens with the help of the diagram. Here it is in the page number 115. In your book it will be a little more before it is. Figure is 5.6 and 5.7. That is by dividing the lens into the prism and all. Two triangular prism and one rectangular prism. Like that, both the convex lens and concave lens. And yesterday we learned about some technical terms about related to this lens. What are those terms? Center of curvature. What is meant by the center of curvature? One of you, Praveen. What is meant by the center of curvature of the lens? Curve won't be the having the center, no. Center of the sphere. Center of the sphere of which the surface is the part of it. Two surfaces will be there now. So surface is the part of it. That is known as the center of curvature. Two centers will be there. For the first surface, one center will be there. In the case of the concave lens, the first center of curvature will be on the right hand side and second one will be on the left hand side, because the first part, that sphere, will be on right hand side. So center of curvature of the first surface of the convex lens will be on right hand side. Second one is like this, left hand side. Center of curvature will be left hand side. So center of the sphere whose part is the lens surface, like that you have to say. Center of the sphere whose part is the lens surface is known as the center of curvature. And since there are two surfaces, there will be two centers of curvature. And what is meant by the radius of curvature? Okay, Donald. What is meant by the radius of curvature? Subhajit Sahu? Cannot hear. Little louder. Is telling correctly? Not able to hear. Tell properly. Yeah, tell them to contact father. You know, father also, no. Letter is only the permission letter, but not about the this one, parent teacher meeting. Teacher, tell father, like this they are telling. He called and said, every time whenever they are coming, father also not come. And just tell father and get him money. Yes. Radius of the sphere whose part is the surface of the lens is known as the radius of curvature. I told you why that word is coming. Curvature. Why that word curvature is coming? Because the surface is in the shape of a curve. The surface, each surface in the shape of a curve in the convex lens as well as in the concave lens. That is why it is known as the radius of curvature. Radius of that curve part. That is why radius of curvature. But when you say about the radius of sphere, don't add that word curvature. That is wrong. Only sphere. Radius of the sphere whose part is the surface of the lens is known as the radius of curvature. Then we learned about the principal axis. The line joining the two centers will be called as the principal axis. Optical center also I told you. What is meant by the optical center? The center of the lens. The center of the point on the axis of the lens is the point on the principal axis of the lens such that ray of light passing through this point emerges parallel to the direction of the incident ray. That is in the case of the thick lenses. In the case of thin lens, who is this? Show you. In the case of the thin lens, the incident ray will be getting refracted without any deviation. That will be the one of the principal rays we learn to draw the ray diagram and all. Yesterday what happened, Shoya? Yesterday didn't come? Okay, anybody comes afterwards. And we have to learn about the principal foci. Two focuses will be there. That's why it will be known as the foci. First focal point and the second focal point. If we take the rays of light on the convex lens from the right hand side, this is known as the principal axis. This is the lens. And if we take a parallel rays, after refraction, it will be passing through a particular point on the principal axis. This will be known as the first focal point. In the case of the convex lens, the figure shows which is that figure 5.11. And first focal point of the concave lens will be I'm not showing the refraction taking place in the glass and all. Afterwards, when we do also, we never show it. So you can understand that one from the axis, the thin one, and from the axis we show it. Yeah, first focal point they are marked as the on the left hand side. That is nothing in that thing and all. The focal point is the point through which the lines will be getting refracted if the parallel beam of light strikes on the surface. Like that you can understand this one. Here they are given that first one like this from right hand side. On the right hand side surface, when the parallel beam of light strikes, it will be passing a particular point. This is known as the first focal point. And same way second one is on the first surface when it strikes, and after the refraction it will be passing through one particular point that will be known as the second focal point. In this case also, parallel beam of light strikes on the surface and it is getting diverged from here. When we produce these points, these lines to the backward, we can find out it is passing through one point. So that will be the first focal point of the concave lens. And same way second point also I told you, if we take it from here. You can understand that one. If it a parallel beam of light strikes on the surface, any one of the surface, after refraction it will be passing through one point. That point is not, that point will be on the principal axis, and that point is known as the focus of the. This one they are set as the second focal point. By this, in this case also we can find out the second focal point. Now, if a set of parallel lines which are not parallel to the principal axis strikes on the surface, this one we said a parallel set or two parallel lines which are parallel to the principal axis, after refraction it will be passing through one particular point, and that point is known as the focus. Now, a set of parallel beam of lights which are not parallel to the principal axis striking the surface obliquely, like this it is falling. Then after the refraction, all will be passing through one particular point. That point at which, the plane at which that point is finding on is called as the focal plane. First focal plane or second focal plane, like this. These all are parallel to each other but not parallel to the principal axis. After the refraction, we can see that it is all passing through one particular point. There is a small deviation that taking place. This here, if the focal point is here, means this point will be just below the focus. This point through which all the parallel beam of light after the refracting passing through will be just below the focus, F2. And this plane is known as the focal plane. Like that in the case of the concave lens. Now here some points are given, note like that. In this last part you just take it. The factors on which focal length depends on. What are the factors on which focal length depends on? The last part, it is here given as the fifth point. It is given as a note. First point is medium on both the sides of the lens is same if the first and second focal lengths are equal. F1 is equal to F2. And second point is given, read from the first onward. Second point, note. Last part. After the principal focus, first focal plane and the second focal plane, second focal length and all, you can see that note. Some important points are given. These are not important, we already discussed about it. When we say focus, we mean that the second focal point. Always when we say the focus, we are considering here only the second focal point. That means striking the incident ray strikes the first surface and it is passing through the second focal point. Hence, the focal length of the lens implies the second focal length. Convex lens has a real focus, whereas the concave lens has the virtual focus. Why? Why convex lens is having the real focus and the concave lens is having the virtual focus? Convex lens, the refractor rays will be converging, passing through a point. That is the real point. The other one is virtual. We are producing and finding out the point of intersection of the refractor ray. That's why it is known as the virtual focus. There also you can write the point. That type of questions only you will get it. Why the convex, whether, not why also, whether the convex lens is a real focus or virtual focus. Why? So what should be the answer? Two questions are there. State whether the focus of a convex lens is real or virtual. Real. Why? Because convex lens will be converging the refractor rays. Same way the other one also. Real or virtual. What should be the answer? Virtual. Because the refractor rays will be diverging. It is appeared to be coming from the focal point. That is why it is called as a virtual focus. Then the fourth and fifth one. Fourth one is what I said, obliquely the set of parallel lines strikes, what will be happening here. Now take the fifth one, it is important point. The factors on which the focal length of a lens depends on. What are the factors? It depends on the refractive index of the material. It is not there in your textbook. There no say the page number? 108. 108. It seems what is the point number? 5 only. Very good. The focal length of a lens depends on the following two factors. It depends on the refractive index of the material of the lens relative to its surrounding medium. If a lens is placed in water instead of air, its focal length increases. That type of question also somewhere I found out that one. What will be the focal length of the convex lens when it placed in water? Or what will happen? What will happen to the focal length of the lens when it is placed in water? Increases. What is the reason? Focal length depends on the refractive index of the material of the lens. Refractive index of glass is 4/3. Refractive index of glass with respect to air is 4/3. Therefore, refractive index of air with respect to glass is 3/4. Reciprocal 3/4. So 4/3 is more than 3/4. Refractive index of air with respect to glass is 3/4, 0.75, and refractive index of the glass with respect to air is 4/3, that is 1 point. So it is more. So more the refractive index, more the focal length. Is it clear? So refractive index is more in the glass, that is why the focal length will be increasing. Underline that point. There are two questions you can get, one question you can get from that first point also. What will happen to the focal length of the lens when it is placed in water? Why? What are the answers? It increases, and reason, the focal length depends on the refractive index of the material of the lens. Then second factor is radius of curvature of the two surfaces of the lens. Thick lens has the less focal length. If the lens is thick, focal length will be less, and the lens is thin, the focal length will be more. Of the same material, not same, of the same material, the lens is made by same material, but the shape is different. One is very thick one, another one is very thin one. So thick lens will be having, both are made with the same material. Thick one will be having the less focal length, and the thin one will be having the more focal length. That point. So two questions you will get it. What are the factors depend on the focal length? What are the factors on which focal length of the lens depends? What are the factors? One is the refractive index of the material of the lens. Another one is the radii of curvature of the surfaces. And the reason, first one more question you can make it there. Another point also, next point also important one. If a part of the lens is covered, its focal length remains unchanged. No change will be there in the focal length. But what will happen? Only the amount of light entering the lens decreases. Intensity of light. It will be very light in color, like not dark one. That is, intensity of the light entering will be decreasing, due to which the position, size and nature of image formed by it do not change. But the intensity of light will be decreasing. That also underline it. What will happen? Question, what will be the question? What will happen if some part of the lens is covered? What will happen to the focal length or the intensity of the, intensity of the light or amount of light coming out of the lens? What will happen? Focal length remains unchanged, but the intensity of the image decreases. Means very light image you can make it out. And yesterday I had told you to complete the work and all. Anybody send the work? By 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock I did not see any work. After 6 he might have sent it. Send the work. Okay. This diagrams and all you got it now? 25th one, 26th one, a simple one only. Parallel beam of light, in the case of the convex lens, it will be diverging. Parallel beam of light or the one straight parallel to principal axis. One line parallel to principal axis. What will happen if you get a line like this one? Only one line, not have two lines and all. What will happen? Only this line is given one question. Right hand side or left hand side, same page will move. If right hand side one line is given, what will be the refraction? away, moving away from that one point. So you have to draw like this. And if they ask to find out the point on the principal axis, you have to produce it and write down the focus. F1 or F2, like that you have to write. All the diagrams are like that. Now next you go to the second exercise. Any other doubts are there? Anybody went through these question answers? Almost all the question answers you can get it, I think. But mainly I have told you, mainly you have to read from the lesson, theory part. Not only depending on this exercise. Exercise is only some helping box. Some questions, ready-made questions, you have got it, that's all. Not only depending on this one, this also you can read it. Some answers are given, that also you can read it. But mainly you have to read from the textbook lesson part. Yes, any doubts or any questions, doubts are there? Anybody? Those who have got through only, they can get the doubts. Those who did not learn, they don't get any doubts. But Srinivas is that to tell something, I think Srinivas? No. Huh? Not telling it. Okay. Now next one we have to learn formation of image by a lens. How we can form the image. That is a lens, we just keep it in front of the object, we can form the image. Now here mainly we are learning how to draw the ray diagram. In the spherical mirrors we are learned how to draw the ray diagram. No? Anybody is remembering that convenient rays of light? Convenient rays we used to draw. 4 rays were there. Yes. Lohit tell. Convenient rays. That is in the lens or sphere and all, spherical mirror and all, we cannot find out the angle, angle of incidence, angle of refraction and all. In the angle of angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So we had used some 4 convenient rays. Out of 4, minimum 2 rays we have to draw from one point of the object. One object is there. From one point of the object we have to draw minimum 2 rays. Why should we draw minimum 2 rays? Why can't we draw only 1 ray? 1 ray means we don't get the meeting point. Like this. 1 ray, it is coming like this. Since here principal axis is there, meeting point will be there. Sometimes if it is meeting like this here. Where is the meeting point? We need one more point. One more line. So minimum 2 lines you have to draw. So we have taken some convenient rays. In the spherical mirror we had 4 convenient rays. Can you say what are those 4 convenient rays? Anybody? Those who can remember, you can tell. Yes, Lohit. You tell the reflection also. What will be the reflector ray? Yes, reflector ray, it will be passes through the focus in the case of the concave mirror, and in the case of the convex mirror, it appeared to be passing from the focus. Yes. Okay, another one. Center of? It goes us back. The line passing through the center of curvature, it goes us back, reflects back. Why? Why it is reflecting back? Don't know. What is the normal in the case of the spherical mirror? What will happen to the incident ray strikes on the plane surface perpendicularly? What will happen to the incident ray strikes on the plane mirror perpendicularly? Reflects backward. Why? It is same as the normal drawn to the surface, plane surface. So what will be the angle of incidence here? 0. Angle of, he came, I did not mark him, I think Deviram, no? When did he come? I didn't mark his, those who did not tell the attendance, you have to meet me, make me to alright. Because the angle of incidence is 0. What is meant by angle of incidence? Angle between the incident ray and the normal. Normal means perpendicular drawn to the surface. Here you take this side as Suppose this is the incident ray and this will be taken as the normal. Angle between the incident ray and the normal will be called as the angle of incident. Now in this case I said this incident ray is striking perpendicular to the plane mirror. So angle of incident is angle between the incident ray and the normal is 0. To obey the laws of reflection, angle of incident should be equal to angle of reflection. So that angle of reflection also should be equal to 0. That is why the reflector ray will be going back. Now okay, come to the spherical mirror. What is the normal in the case of the spherical mirror? The line joining to the center of curvature to the point of incidence. That is the normal. From the point of incidence, this is called the point of incident. The point at which the incident ray strikes on the surface is known as a talking angle afterwards, not in the class hours. All will be there, and anybody is going means in front of you only they will go out. So no need of checking whether they are planning to go out or not. Understood? No need of turning back that side. This is the incident ray. This point is known as the point of incidence. Suppose here this is the center of curvature. Now the line drawn from the point of incident to the center of curvature is the normal in the case of spherical mirror, convex mirror or the concave mirror, whatever it is. So this angle will be called as an angle of reflection. Yes, Prithvi, what happened? I check. You are given. You have to give Telugu record. Pardon? Send it in the WhatsApp. But master said it did not get it.
Master did not do WhatsApp from Monday.
Okay, I will ask master. So this angle is known as the angle of incidence, and this parallel rays will be passing through focus. This angle is known as the angle of reflection. According to the laws of reflection, these two angles will be equal. So now we came to the point that the line joining the center of curvature to any point on that point of incident will be known as the normal in the case of the mirror. That is why. So if that is the incident ray. This is the incident ray now. Incident ray is passing through the center of curvature. So that what is the angle of incidence? 0. What will be the angle of reflection? 0. So to have angle of reflection is 0, it should go back to the same line on. Okay, now come to the next 2 points. One point we said parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. One point passing through the center of curvature returns back in the same path only. Then third one.
When a ray passes through the focus, it will be parallel to the.
A ray passes through the focus will be parallel to the principal axis. This is the incident ray, which is passing through the focus. The after reflection, it will be parallel to the principal axis. That is the third one. And fourth one, a ray striking at the pole. A ray striking at the pole. Pole means this point is the pole. A ray striking at the pole. This will be called as the angle of incidence, and by making the angle of reflection equal, it will be getting reflected. So almost all the cases, other three we can use it. This one means we have to measure the angle. It is difficult to measure the angle because it is a curved path. A plane mirror means we can measure it, but it is a curved path. It is difficult to measure the angle of incidence and make the angle of reflection same as the angle of incidence. So other than this, other 3 points we can use it, any two from that one. Like that here also, same type of lines you can see, which will be called as principal rays in constructing a ray diagram. There we had learned that heading is convenient rays. Convenient rays used to draw the ray diagram to form the formation of the image. Here it is given as principal rays in constructing a ray diagram. First one, a ray of light incident at the optical center. So one of the rays we can take passing through the optical center. If it is a thin lens, what will happen? It will be getting refracted without any deviation. We'll use the thin lenses only. So thin lenses means a ray is passing through the optical center, get refracted without any deviation. This is optical center, this is the incident ray. So in this case, it will be getting refracted without any deviation. One can just straight. So take one point of the object and from that draw a line which is passing through the optical center. It will be getting refracted without any deviation. In both the cases, we have studied. Now second one is a ray of light incident parallel to the principal axis. Always we discussed also, no? What will happen if the ray of light is parallel to the principal axis? In the case of the convex lens, it passes through the focus. My son went to Hyderabad, that's why just I want Today morning only he left, that's why I wanted to take the phone. Okay, a ray light incident parallel to the principal axis. In the case of the convex lens, after refraction, it will be passing through the focus. It will pass through the focus, and in the case of the concave lens, it appeared to be coming from the focus. That also diagram is given there. We already drawn the diagrams. It is on parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it will be appear to be coming from a point. This point will be called as the focus center. Third one, here only three are the third one. A ray of light passing through the focus. A ray of light passing through the focus in the case of the convex lens or directed towards the first focus in the concave lens, what will happen? Parallel to the principal axis. It will be emerges as parallel to the principal axis. These are very important. Very important. By using any two rays from this one you can take to form the image formation. Any two. That is from one point of the object. Always we'll take the top point of the object. We can take any two images from this and we will get the rays. Now next, but the diagrams also you have to learn it. They may ask you to show it in the diagram. Diagram is given below also in each one. In the case of the convex lens as in the case of the concave lens, they have given the diagram. Now different types of images, that also already we have learned about the different types of images. What are the different types of images? Real image and the virtual image. Real image means which can be caught on the screen. Which can be, if we keep the screen, we can get the image on the screen. And virtual image means it cannot be caught on the screen. And real image, really the refractor rays will be passing through the point, whereas the virtual image, it is not passing through the point, it will be appear to be passing through the point. If we produce it backwards only, we can see that it is passing through the point. Read that part also. Now next one is important part is construction of the ray diagram. So for the construction of the ray diagram, what are the points you have to do? With the correct scale measurements and all you have to take. For example, in the case of the concave lens, first you draw the principal axis. Mark a point here. This point to come as optical center. Draw a lens. Thick lens is enough. Draw a lens. Mark the focus center F1, F2, F1. Equal, like we are considering the equal one only. EQ convex only we are taking here, not the different convex center. EQ convex, that is both the focal length and focus center of curvature, radius of curvature all will be same. So what measurement we are taking here, that we have to mark it on the right hand side also. These are the important points. First step by step they are given. First draw the principal axis, then draw the lens, then mark the points F1, 2F1, F2 and 2F2. Then keep the object. Which place we have to keep the object? Keep the object. Anywhere you can keep the object. The different positions are there. Suppose we are keeping the object in between 2F1 and F1. Now as we did 3 lines we are drawn learn now. What are the 3 lines? either parallel to the principal axis, refracted through the focus. Second one is passing through the optical center. Optical center to refract without any deviation. Third one is passing through the focus, which will be parallel to the principal axis. From one of the points, many number of lines you can draw, from any of the points you can draw, but easy to get the image of this top point. This point image will be on the principal axis only. This down point image will be on the principal axis. Any other points, from any other points you can draw the rays, but better we draw from the top one. So we will get the image of this top point. If we name it as AB, we will get the image of one point. Both the refractor rays will be passing through one point. That point will be the image of B. If we take the rays, if we draw the rays from B, after the refractor ray will be meeting at one point, that point will be the image of B. Then if we just, because this is direct one, if we just draw a perpendicular to principal axis, that meeting point of the image with the principal axis will be the image of A. Like that we will get the image of A. Okay. Now any two rays. So I am drawing first one is parallel to the principal axis. It should be parallel only. Here when we do not showing the refraction accumulation in the glass only, because it is thin lines. Parallel to the principal axis. What will be the refraction here? Passing through the focus. So we know what is a refractor ray. Like ready-made refractor ray we got it. No need of measuring the angle of incidence, angle of refraction and all. Ready-made refractor ray by using this one of the ray lines, principal lines you have got.
Why can't we take the 2F2?
Pardon?
Why can't we take the 2F2 second focal length focus?
Why can't we take it as
Second focal length is
both the same? Yes,
we can take
See,
the
second
focal.
and focal,
I didn't get it.
pass the ray to the first focal length of this, why can't we take it to the second focal length at side direction? So that is not focus.
Second
Who have to use
2F2 is actually center of curvature. 2F2 means double. That means, so that is center of curvature. Actually that is center of curvature. No. Focal length only F1 and F2. Focal, not focal length, foci only F1 and F2. We have taken the line on the left hand side, so it will pass through this point. If we have taken the line on the right hand side, it will pass through this point. This is center of curvatures. Double of that, center of curvatures. This is C1 and this is C2. Instead of C1 and C2, here they are using the letters 2F1 and 2F2. Clear that out? Okay, now we did not get any meeting point now. So what else we have to do? One more line. We have to draw one more line. From where we have to start it? From B only, not from anywhere else. Understood? From one point, minimum 2 lines. Is it clear? From one point, any one of the points you can take it. Here I said conveniently we know that point. If we draw in the middle, if we mark, start from here one point C, we will get middle somewhere. Again to get this much distance, again we have to draw another one. So for conveniently like this we can get the point of this top one, down one is easy, middle in between also we can get. That's it. So from this point only, all of you listen here, because some of you in the spherical mirrors also I have seen you drawing the line somewhere. The incident ray will be striking the point of incident somewhere and the refractor ray will be from some other point. Not like that. Where it is striking, from there only how to draw. Did you get the point? Now second one, which one you want to do? Passing through the optical center. What will be the refraction without any deviation? Because I did not use the scale and all, that's what I did to say. When we produce this side little more, we will get the image point. Image of B. We can mark it as B1. Image of B. I did not use the scale, that's why I don't know whether it is not straight now. Yeah, this is not straight here. From here I can make it. Okay, we make it like this. When you draw, don't make it like that, and use the scale to get the straight line. You have to get the straight line. Here you may see that any bend and all, but should not have any bend. Because I am not using the scale, it is coming like that. You have to use the scale, ruler. Scale means after that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 and a ruler to get the straight line. Now both the lines are meeting at this point. This point we can mark it as B1 or B dash, which is the image of B. Which is the image of B. Since that AB is perpendicular principal axis, we can draw a perpendicular line from here to the principal axis. It will be meeting at one point. This point is the image of A. This is the image of A. So that A1, B1 is the image of AB. B1, A1 is BA, A1, B1 is AB. This perpendicular will be perpendicular. Always object will be perpendicular to the surface. Any of the object perpendicular only. So that no need of worrying about. You said if it is not perpendicular, no. No. Or it will be perpendicular every time. Any of the object, if you take any of the object, it will be perpendicular only. No slant one we will be having. That and all we cannot draw it actually. We can get the image on the screen. That's all. Did you understand this one? So this way we have to draw it. All the cases are given here, and also characteristics of the images. That is very important. Characteristics of the images. Characteristic, what all will be included? Size of the image, shape of the image, inverted or erect one. Always the real images will be inverted one. Invert or real you have to find it out. Inverted or erect you have to find. Erect means same. Object is like this, image also like this. Here inverted means object is like this, image is down, upside down. This is like this object, image will be upside down. That is called as the inverted images. Erect means object is this way, image also this. That will be in the concave lenses, you will get the erect image which will be virtual also. So all these cases you have to just read it. Did you understand how to draw the diagrams and all? Position is given, and from the position any one of the point that object is placed, any one of the point on the object we have to draw how many lines minimum? 2 lines. You know what will happen if you draw only one line. More than 2 also you can draw, but 2 are enough. Is it clear? More than 2 also can draw, but only 2 are enough. Because by 2 draw more than 2 and get the complication and all. 2 are enough to get the meeting point of the refractor. I just go through all those points. First case is image object is at infinity. If the object is at infinity, we can take the parallel beam of light, either obliquely striking on the surface or parallel to the principal axis. If it is parallel to principal axis, through which the point the refractor rays will be passing through? Focus. All will be passing through one focus, diminished to a point image you will get it. Diminished to a point image. Obliquely also they have said it, which will be, that is figure 529. Obliquely when it strikes on the surface, it will be in the focal plane, just below the focus center. Here characteristics will be, the image is real, inverted and highly diminished to the point position. If it is obliquely means little bit smaller size, but in the parallel to principal axis means it will be point image. Underline those points also. Characteristics and location of the image form. It will be real, inverted, highly diminished. And here application also you have to learn it. In which device it will be used. That is given here application. Like this, convex lens is used either as a burning glass. Do you know what is that burning glass? If you let the sun rays to strike on the lens and keep the, not magnifying, that is reading glass. This is burning glass. Keeping the paper or anything in the focus of the lens. We just let the sun rays to incident on it, keep the paper and down path, that is nearly the focus. What will happen? What can you see there? It will burn. It will burn because the light rays are striking on the surface and after refraction it is passing through a point. Therefore, through the one particular point, that is called as the focus. That is why the paper will be getting burnt. And also in the camera lens it will be. Use the convex lens as a burning glass. Rays of light from sun are brought to focus on a piece of paper kept in the second focal plane of the lens due to the sufficient heat of the sun rays. The more heat of the sun rays, when the after refraction, it is enough for the to burn the paper and all. Due to the sufficient heat of sun rays, the paper burns. Now in the camera, the object lies very far from the lens and the image is formed at the camera film which is at the second focus so that they can get the image of the object which is in the far. So two devices. What are the two devices? One for the burning paper, burning glass, and another one in the camera. Now second case and third case, all the cases you can read it and find out. Now you understood how to draw it. Now you have to practice how to draw the ray diagram. And in the question also they have given, draw the ray diagram. For the different cases and all you will get it. So like this you have to draw the ray diagram. Is it clear to you? Almost all the cases, that is first case. We finish second case when the object is beyond 2f1. Beyond 2f1 means here somewhere we can keep it. Draw the ray diagram and find out the position of the image. If you use the scale, only you will have a problem to draw the surface. You can consider one plane part also, that is where the optical center is lying on. Plane surface and little bit like small curve only you have to make it. Only in that one you will have a problem. Other points all you can use it, you can draw by using the ruler. Second case, object is set beyond 2f1. We can get the image between f2 and 2f2. Characteristics are real, inverted and diminished. Diminished means size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. Here application, convex lens is used as a camera lens when the object not very far is to be photographed. Third case is object is at 2f1. Here 2f1. In the spherical mirror also we are saying convex mirror when the object is at the center of curvature where you can get the image center of curvature only. Inverted image. Size of the image is same as the size of the object. Distance of the image from the mirror is same as the distance of the object from the mirror. Here also, when the object is kept at 2f1, you will get the image at 2f2. Here also, size of the image will be same as the size of the object. Size of the image will be same as the size of the object. So to get the image, same size image as the size of the object, where should be placed the object? Center of curvature, 2f1. Did you get that question? To one lens is giving a image same size as the size of the object. Which lens and where is the position of the object? Convex lens, and where should be the position of the object? Center of curvature, that is 2f1. And the image will be forming at this type of questions only will get it mainly. Image will be forming at 2f2. And that location uses also learn it between f1 and 2f1 and bit at f1, and in all these cases you will get the real images. For beyond 2f1, at 2f1, between f1 and 2f1, at f1 you will get all real image. Now next case we are keeping it between f1 and the optical center. You will get a virtual image. That lens will be using as that lens means the object is keeping between f1 and optical center will be using as the magnifying glass. Old people will be using glass as well as one microscope like that, small symbol microscope it is called. They will be keeping like this and reading it. While keeping like this, they are keeping the letters of the paper or pages, whatever it is, between focus and the optical center so that they can see very big image. That is the work of the symbol microscope lens. Characteristic is given like that in the concave lens also. Always there will be virtual image. The diagram also just draw it in the next class. Next week in the online class I will explain those things. Okay, complete the answers. Next 10 answers you have to complete it. In the last lesson also you have to complete some more answers, no? So 15 answers you complete. I think I might have completed 15.